Okay, here's already an update on my video. They ain't finished them yet. So, exhaust port changes, 55 and 6. So, all of these 58 casted, or 58 and later 5-fin heads, all the exhaust ports have the big boss in there. Every one of these, except the ones that have been ported, and obviously cut them out. But most all of these, so you look at them, they're all in there. Every one in the front, rears, makes no difference. See, they're all in there. So, all of these late heads have the bosses in them. The 48 heads and the 50 castings all have the bosses in there too. So, that's this head, it's a 50. See the boss in the exhaust port. That's that thick boss going around the port there. Okay, but when you get to the 55 and 6 casted heads with the outside casting dates on them, not the inside 56 heads, but on the inside like that, there's a mixture of port styles. So this is that oddball 55 head. It has the open port. Here's the other one, made the same month, has the same port in it. And it has a cobbly cut one too, not very good. It's casted round, and then you see the machine mark going down. So that's cast. This is the cutter that goes in, the form cutter here. The cutter only goes in about halfway. Okay, then this 56 casting over here has the boss in it. This 55 or 56 one does not have the boss in there. And you can see how the cutter goes all the way down. The form cutter goes way down deep. See how deep it's cut? This one over here has the boss. This is a 55 head. This is the rear, or the front cylinder. This one over here, front cylinder again, 55 again. See, 55, 55. It's not cut. Oh, this one is cut, excuse me. This one's not cut. That one has a full boss. This one does not have the boss. It's been cut out. Same year. This one here, cut. This is the 56 ball head. So you got a 56, 55, 55. These are all front heads. And 2 of them have the cutout and 1 does not. Now this one here was made in 4. This one's a 9 or 6. Now those are not date codes per se, because I'm not exactly sure what they mean, but that's just these numbers on here. So I don't know if that has something to do with it. But I know I have heads that come across where they're cut deep and other ones are not cut deep. So it seems to be that's only on these 55 and 6 heads. On the rear cylinder, this one has it. That's a 56 casting. It's a 55 casting and 55 casting. These are the 2 oddball ones. They're identical. And this one here, it's got the solid one in there. So I don't have any more rear heads for that year range. So I don't know if they have the same problem like the front heads where they're different. So obviously, Harley was fooling around machining differences. Only on these years. Because the later ones, none of them are cut like that. Only these ones are cut that way. So I don't know what the deal is, but you can see how all of these ones, every one of these, has the exhaust notch in there. The intakes are cut out on every one of them. See, every one of the intakes is cut. See, intake cut, exhaust not, intake, exhaust. That one's been cut because it's been ported, but it's not factory. This one, the intake goes down, exhaust not, intake, exhaust. These are all the same. So it's only these oddball 55 and 6 castings here on the outside numbers that they got a combination going on here. So that is different. So I was looking for a difference between the 40, 48, and 50 heads versus the newer ones. That's one of the changes I noticed. So there you go. More unknown junk. So every time you look over these things, you find other stuff that's made differently. Now there's another difference in the head I just noticed too. Look at this boss right here. See? Thick boss, no boss, thick boss. That's a change too. So this is a 56 head. This is a 55 head. That's a 5, not a 6. And this is the one that has the boss, so they're not even consistent. See, that one the boss is there, this one here the boss is not. So it's almost like they decided they didn't want to cut it. And it's weird. So it might just be they just left out a cutter. Because this one obviously they went down and cut it. Now it's different because it casted this way. It's a different mold. Because see, it's not there. That's not cut. That's factory casting. And see that, obviously the casting is solid in there. So they had a different core they had in that thing. So this head here has a different core than all these other heads. So this is the standard core. This here is an oddball core. So they might have used it maybe just in a year time frame, late 55 to early 56. But obviously there's a core change here too, but it's machined differently. So that's got the same outside mold, but different port mold. Yeah, it takes more than one core to make a head, so they're obviously mixing and matching components. And the same thing over there. So I don't know what's going on. It's just differences. So one more thing that's not normally on a Harley. So, oh well. There you go. More changes.